Hey everyone. Now that we've been covering the ego and self-image and self-identity as a mechanism, I wanted to talk about, one of the core facets of that, which is desire. Desire is something that as a society we really, really focus on, and we particularly focus on it as a means of happiness. And that in itself can be a bit of a problem. So rather than attack desire, because again, like any other tool that we've developed, it does have its purpose, it does do something for us, otherwise we wouldn't be doing it. Let's look at it a different way. So when we're desiring something, whether again it be a new car or clothes or the new electronic device or a new phone or a new house or a trip to Hawaii or any of those things, the automatic assumption is that we will be happy once we have that thing. And again, that's the mechanism of the ego. The ego lacks. As soon as it looks at something that it doesn't have, it feels a lack within itself. And so now there's that need to get that thing. So we go out of our way and we chase the carrot, we chase the carrot, we chase the carrot. And, we become afraid of the stick. And by stick, I mean obstacles on our way to getting that carrot. And what happens is that we go through all that, and if we work hard and we're diligent and we never let go and we put that vision board up and we've always got that focus in mind, I deserve that thing, I deserve what I desire, well then eventually you're going to get it. And that might sound really good. And to some degree it is, until you look at the whole picture. Now you get to this point where you get what you desire. And for a very short period of time you actually start to feel better. You feel better, you feel at peace, you feel happy. And you assume that it's because you got what you desired. But it's not. It's actually because you've stopped desiring. Which means that the entire time that you've wasted all of these moments and this thought and that frustration and anger and felt drops and ups and needed motivation and did all that to get to your desire was pointless. It was all an experience that was entirely based on your ego, and it didn't need to happen. Which doesn't mean that you're not going to get that thing. It just means you're going to suffer a lot less on the path. It may not have to happen today. You may be good with it happening tomorrow. You may be good with it happening a little bit in the future. But if your ego is based on it, if your sense of value is based on you attaining that thing, then it has to happen now. It has to be immediate. And if it's not immediate, it's not fair and the world is working against me. And that's not the case. So rather than looking at desire as something that must be satisfied, look at it as the reason you are not satisfied. It's the idea that you lack. And once you drop the idea that you lack, and again, that does not mean that you cannot pursue things. It just means that you're not going to suffer so much internally on the way to getting those things. You won't be as impatient. You won't be as frustrated. You won't be as angry. And it's simply because it'll happen or it won't. Your value doesn't depend on it. So that's the difference, And again, I don't want to vilify desire. Desiring things is not a bad thing. Basing your self-worth, basing your value on whether or not you attain those things, that's the only danger. So remember, happiness does not come from attaining things. It's not the process of accumulation that makes you happy. It's not needing to accumulate that makes you happy. And when you pick up that desire, you get that thing, you feel that short respite. You stop desiring. You've achieved what you want to achieve. You've arrived. And because you've decided you've arrived, you feel better. You feel happier and you feel present. And it isn't until all of a sudden the thoughts start creeping in again about the next thing that you lack that you start to lose that happiness. And you start to believe that your desire is once again the only thing that's going to bring you back to it. When the whole time you could have stayed in that happy place, just not needing anything. Because again, you are enough by yourself. And that's my thought on desire. So, don't fight what you're doing, recontextualize what you're doing. Don't vilify your thoughts, recognize your thoughts and where they come from. And in the end, the path will change. And we'll talk more about that later. Thanks, guys.